Back here with another episode of the Filmaholic. This is our Wednesday on the Rocks series. We do this every week where we take a particular topic, and it's an unfiltered episode. So we take the topic and we just see where it goes. This week we are doing a debate for the topic, sort of, or argument, whatever you want to say, back and forth. You are really into this debate.
Dude, I told you.
Even though I think it's pretty clear.
It is very clear. You're going down.
The debate is Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sylvester Stallone. I guess who is better overall?
Schwarzenegger.
Stallone, but that's where we stand here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you take.
Who is the best? I guess overall. It's very clear. You're right. But yeah, we got some different categories to go through. You're welcome for that because Matthew didn't care about any of this.
Well, you're a little bit more passionate, and I'm going to say that from the start because Arnold is like your
hero.
Yeah.
So
Stallone,
when you do watch
not my hero.
Mr. Schwarzenegger, I appreciate it.
I like Stallone more if I had to pick between the two. But I'm more of a movie guy, like in terms of like me making my decision in that aspect. So I'm going to put that out there to begin with. But he's also not my hero in terms of how Arnold is yours. So you're going to be a little bit more passionate to start things off.
So passionate. So you said you wanted to start with acting.
We can start with acting because that's where I'm going to come in strong.
And then you just go down. This is what I got, and I'm gonna put my arguments out first thing. All right, what you got for Stallone about your acting? You said,
I mean, it's
right?
There's no argument here. Stallone is the better actor, and I think if you know that's true.
Dramatic, because that's what I said. I split
overall
it up
better actor
and comedy.
Stallone hasn't done as much comedy though.
And
as Arnold has
done is bad.
But see, and like this is part of my argument here is that Stallone has made some bad films.
Yeah.
I would consider them more paychecks, or him and going and having fun. Nothing, but like you make these movies, they're bad movies. People know they're bad movies. A lot of people don't watch the movies.
Yeah.
Because they know they're bad. That's why, like, I haven't really seen some of these that you say that he played comedic roles in.
Yeah.
The films you're talking about, Arnold did, people did watch. And, like, I don't really think that, when you look at Stallone's movies, if they're bad movies, they're bad movies. Stallone didn't make those movies worse, him being in them. Arnold, on the other hand, Stallone doesn't have anything in his career that's on the level as Mr. Freeze, Batman and Robin.
You haven't seen Stop or My Mama Shoot or Oscar.
It's
to be fair, I haven't seen them either. During all my research, those were like the standout. Just like God, this is terrible.
But I've done some research on that too, and they say in that article that I was reading, it was like no performance that Stallone has been as bad as Arnold's performance as Mr. Freeze.
And see, that's where I know you don't like the movie at all.
Because the movie does suck. But
the movie's bad. I do enjoy it. Just because I did watch it as a kid. Like I said, I do love Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I watched it as a kid too. I don't like the movie. I don't enjoy it.
You haven't seen it since you were a kid, though, I don't think.
You played some of it.
You left the room.
I did leave the room. I couldn't take it.
I think he was honestly the best part of the movie. Like what you were trying to do, like with that campiness, I think he was the only one that even understood what they were going for.
I think Uma Thurman definitely.
She's bad.
Well, see, if you're saying
she was bad for the sake of being bad, not like campy.
I think she was playing it campy. I think she did a better job with it than Arnold did.
Yeah.
Because Arnold, she played it campy. Arnold, he was trying to be funny. They had all obviously, I don't think he came up with those lines. I think they were written. but
Yeah.
you know, I don't think there was much improv going on. Is what I'm saying. I don't think he's that type of guy. But it's just like I don't know how you read that script and were like, I'll do this. I mean, you're Arnold. You don't have to do that movie.
No. Well,
And
that's the same with Stallone. He doesn't have to do those bad movies.
no, but none of those are on the same level though.
Yeah, you're right. Batman and Robin.
As a Batman and Robin. Even Judge Dredd, which you like.
I do like Judge Dredd. I know you don't.
Even that movie, you know, because that was another comic book movie. That was the comic book movie that he did in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's still a better movie than Batman and Robin. But not as many people watch that movie as they did Batman and Robin. It's still not Batman, you know, so it's not on that same level. And then let's look at the other comic book film that Stallone did in his career, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy. So he made a good decision there.
Now, yeah, supporting role.
Supporting role.
Which was dramatic too, which I will, like, he is the better dramatic actor.
Hands down.
That's not a question. But when it comes to comedy, I think it's Schwarzenegger all day.
Overall, though, Stallone's still a better actor. I mean, he's been nominated for an Oscar, which he should have won.
Nominated for 3 Oscars. 24 Razzie nominations.
I don't really think Razzies count.
Well, I looked at your text. You said because they nominated Joker.
Right. Well, that's one reason.
It wasn't a real category.
No, but that's the fact. That's the thing. It's like you made up stupid categories like that.
Well, so do the Oscars.
Now they're starting to do that.
But yeah, he does have 3 Oscar nominations for the same role. So that's not really saying much about his range. Yeah. Then
Rocky he plays in Rocky 1 is very different than the Rocky he plays in Creed, though.
Yeah. The one in Creed is seemingly not a rapist. I'll give you that. I did some research on that too. Most people are in agreement with me. No consent was given. There was no mention of her shyness.
He wrote this. I think he knows the character's intent.
I think he knew exactly. 24 Razzie nominations plus 10 additional Razzie wins. So 34 altogether. And one of the Razzie wins, he actually won Worst Actor of the Century.
See, that's stupid. That's obviously not right.
Hey, the awards don't lie, man. Arnold, on the other hand, he has 0 Oscar nominations.
Exactly.
Only 7 Razzie nominations though, plus 1 win.
I just think they like Arnold more. That's what I'm saying. I don't really think the Razzies are legit. I mean, he didn't win for Mr. Freeze. Like, what the hell is that?
I would have to look up what won that year. Probably Stallone, with all the ones he's been nominated for.
I mean, you said he was nominated for Rocky 5. Now, that's the worst Rocky movie, but his performance isn't bad in that movie.
It's not great.
It's not on the level as his other movies.
But then, I don't know what else. Like, I didn't go into all the ones he was, like, compared to what else was nominated that year. I mean, that could have been the worst performances of the year. I don't know.
I doubt it.
It's possible. But yeah, Worst Actor of the Century award. I'm sure he hangs that, right on his top shelf. But also, like, as far as acting and everything,
I would. Winning that over Gary Busey?
How dare you? You leave Gary Busey out of this. That'll be another debate. But according to Rotten Tomatoes, watch one of their videos. It came out in November of 2018. It's as updated as I could get without doing all the math, and that's not happening. An overall average score, Sylvester Stallone's average is a 44, and Schwarzenegger has an average of 46.1. So right there, his movies also have more critical success than Stallone's movies.
I mean, but he's been in. Doesn't mean they're, I don't know, more, I guess.
Careful. Don't say he's been in less movies. Because you know some of these other categories.
Overall, to end this category of acting, Stallone is obviously the better actor. You can bring up comedy, you can bring up these Razzies that don't really matter, but the fact of the matter is his performance as Rocky Balboa in any of the movies is better than better than Arnold's acting in any film that he's done.
The question is, if Schwarzenegger had the more Razzies, would this be in your argument?
No, I don't think so, because I would look at the particular films. And there's a lot that they were probably nominated for in the 90s that I didn't watch.
Oscar and
but, I mean,
for sure.
What's that?
Oscar, Stopping My Mama Shoot.
Yeah, I haven't seen those. But, like I said, I don't know if that was exactly his performance in the film or just the fact that those movies sucked in general. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you this one because I know this is the one you're most passionate about, that category.
Yeah, he wins. Also, Copland, guys. Check out Copland. One of Stallone's great performance there.
You just mention this movie in every video.
People watch directed by James Mangold.
Please watch it.
Please watch it. I have it on Stillbook.
That's the first category, acting. So if you want to say Stallone won, okay, I'm not going to argue. I'll make my point for Arnold having the more comedic chops. That's just one category.
Huh?
No. The next one is best action film.
Before we get into that, I want to mention something because this doesn't really fit into any of the categories, and that's the fact that Stallone is also a screenwriter and a director.
Yes.
Arnold has dabbled into directing. He directed, I think, an episode of TV show and a TV film, I read. I don't know what those are. But overall, obviously, he hasn't directed a feature film. He hasn't tried doing that. So I guess you can't compare the two. But the fact that that Stallone can do that is very impressive, and that he's done it multiple times. Rocky 2, which he, I'm not sure if that was the first film he directed, but it was definitely the first film in the Rocky franchise that he directed. I know that's a great film.
Yeah, it's all right.
When I rewatch it, it might be better than Rocky to me. I know Tarantino agrees with that too. It's just, he does a great job with that. He also directs Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and, those are very 80s movies. I like them a lot. I don't know if you would say put them in the Hall of Fame for directing, but those are those films. Rocky 2, Rocky Balboa, he knocks it out of the park, though, both the directing those two films.
Yeah, I like Rocky Balboa more.
And, of course, him being a screenwriter, that's the main thing, that he's an incredible screenwriter. I mean, Rocky won Best Picture, the original film, and that's a screenplay that he wrote, So he has an Oscar for that movie. So his screenwriting, and he also wrote all the other the Rocky 2 through 4, as well as Rocky Balboa, and the story for Creed 2 he wrote, as well as some other films. He created the idea of the Expendables and wrote the Rambo.
I would like to say he does not have an Oscar for Rocky.
He does not?
He did not.
How did he not get an Oscar?
He did not get it.
Because he wasn't a producer.
He was not, yeah. So he did get a nomination for a screenplay, but he did not get nominated for picture. So
Rocky did win Best Picture, though.
Rocky won Best Picture. He didn't get anything for it
because he wasn't a producer on it.
Yes.
Of that film, the first one.
Correct.
Well, he should have got an Oscar.
He did. He did not. The next category is Best Action Film. And this is, the rest of these are clear, by the way, the categories. They're very clear.
You said the category was the Best Action Film / Franchise.
That's franchise, so it's kind of
two different parts, because I'll give you this, if we're taking it in two different parts, you got a winner for each one.
Well, if you want to do it together, it's kind of a wash, either way.
I don't know about that.
Whatever way you want to do it.
Because you're separating. Rocky's not an action franchise.
Well, that's what, if you want to keep, like, fine. If you want to separate them.
But if you want to talk about franchise, it's a clear winner. Stallone wins. Rocky is hands down the best. Is one of my favorite franchises. One of the best franchises.
If you would have had just the first two Terminators, I don't know. You got the others. I'm saying if they didn't exist, if you
had just Terminator 1 and 2 versus the entire Rocky franchise,
yeah,
no way.
You'd have the second best action film of all time.
But if you're looking at action film,
yeah, which is Terminator versus Rambo is what I have.
Yeah, so of course,
Terminator. 100%. One, it has more critical success, and it holds up better as well than the Rambo movies. But
I don't. It's hard.
I don't have First Blood as an action movie. I'm talking about First Blood Part 2, which also Terminator 2, because Terminator is not an action movie.
No, I would consider Terminator a horror film.
Yeah, so to be clear, it's Terminator 2 versus Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Now, and I saw articles that were arguing it the same way you did as far as that goes. But I would actually consider First Blood an action movie overall. I mean, I know it does have heavy on dramatic elements.
Yeah.
But not when I rewatched it, not as much as I remembered. Like most of the movie is action, him out there fighting them in the woods. But I mean, even if you compared First Blood to Terminator 2, Terminator 2 is a better film than First Blood.
100%.
But I mean, if you're comparing First Blood Part 2, those are different anyways, because even though I would consider First Blood an action movie, First Blood is definitely heavy on emotion and is actually like taken more seriously. Terminator or Rambo 2 and beyond, those aren't made to be very serious films. Rambo 2 more than Rambo 3, I guess. And well, I'm not going to give a critique on a lot of these films because I don't want to. But
go ahead and give her a critique.
They are fun. They are fun 80s action movies. That's what they're meant to be. And he is a star as Rambo because he's like an 80s superhero essentially.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, directed by James Cameron.
Yeah.
That's a different level of film. But I would give that to James Cameron though more than I would Arnold.
It doesn't matter. It's the movie overall. That's what we're discussing right now.
Because what made that film great? Was it Arnold or was it James Cameron? I would argue James Cameron.
It was both.
Did Arnold make Terminator Genesis?
You don't have... Terminator is not iconic without Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought Terminator Salvation was okay.
But no one is like, yeah, Christian Bale's John Connor.
I do. I'll say that.
Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. I don't hear that garbage you're talking right now. But yeah, so I mean, if you want to split those up, I guess that's a.
Yeah, I'll split them up.
Yeah,
Stallone wins French. So Stallone is 2-1 right now. If you don't even count the writer director thing, which is a bonus for me, I think. So Stallone wins acting.
One can't, yeah.
Wins franchise. And I got the bonus for writer director. And Arnold wins best action film.
Yeah. So it's 2-1 as far as your notes. Next category we have, which you don't even want, which is insane because you know this is a landslide.
See, I don't even know how you would consider how you consider this a category.
Best one-liners? That is the ultimate category when you're comparing.
Okay. And my argument here is that
Arnold
delivered it, and that's what I guess what you're saying is the best delivery. Because Arnold didn't write these.
Yeah. Whenever you talk about a quote, though, you're not like, well, the actor doesn't get credit for that. It's the writer.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
But you would never. You're not like, oh yeah, Sam Rockwell, he delivered that line. No. Oh, the writer? No one talks about the writer. The writing's good. But like say,
talk about the character, but the character was created by the writer.
Yeah, but and that's what on Rotten Tomatoes, that video, what they did is they were like, what if we switch those two and they said the other lines?
We wouldn't know though, because
You
we
wouldn't.
haven't seen.
But like I say, with these lines, I don't know what lines, if you wrote any down. You probably didn't. You were like,
That's in my head. But I could like I'll be back is the most iconic from Arnold.
I've got tons.
And one of the most iconic quotes of all time. Sure.
Yeah, you probably got Yo Adrian.
Yo Adrian, that's definitely the biggest for around.
I'm trying to think like from Cobra, you probably throw in there. You're a disease, and I'm the cure. You don't like Judge Dredd, but I'll give you that one. Like, I'm the law. But yeah, I'm gonna just say mine because I love Arnold Schwarzenegger's quotes. He's my hero. I even have in my notes, Arnold easily wins this category. I just have that the first thing. I'll Be Back, Terminator, Hasta La Vista, Baby, T2, Get to the Chopper, Predator, Put the Cookie Down, Jingle All the Way, You're Fired from True Lies. You haven't seen that. So you don't. It's so good. He kills a guy with a missile. Guy's hanging off the missile. He said, "You're fired." Hits the button. It's Not a Tumor from Kindergarten Cop. Any line from Batman and Robin as Mr. Freeze.
That does not count.
Because
you crushed your category here. I was gonna let you have this one, but now you just ruined it.
They're so iconic. Like when you think, like if you think about Batman and Robin, you're not gonna think about anything besides those lines.
You're gonna think about bat nipples.
Good or bad? Get out of here. No Sequel for You, Last Action Hero.
Which no one watches. No one watched that movie.
What's your favorite Arnold movie? Last Action Hero, probably. Or T2.
My favorite Arnold movie? It's T2.
Oh, second, is it Last Action Hero?
Terminator.
Oh, well. You're welcome for seeing Last Action Hero.
Third is Last Action Hero.
That's all I got. That's my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Is Last Action Hero. Super underrated. If this movie, people would watch it, it would just blow up in sales right now for rentals. Everybody's at home. Watch this movie. Find it somewhere. Rent it. It'll blow your mind. I don't think people knew what was happening back when it came out. Watch the movie. It's fantastic. Like I say, you just said it's your third favorite, so obviously you do like it.
But I didn't like it. So people didn't watch it.
Besides Last Action Hero, which does have my favorite Arnold one-liner, which is kills a guy blows up an ice cream truck, ice cream cone goes in the back of the guy's head, cuts back to Arnold. He's like, I ice that guy to coin a phrase. Just phenomenal. Hilarious. Gets me every time. Don't give me that face. You laughed at it.
I think Stallone could have delivered, if he'd been in these roles, I think he could have delivered all these lines.
Get out of here.
I'll Be Back. Definitely could have delivered that.
No, not even close. Because he doesn't only say it in Terminator. It's in multiple movies. He brings that up.
Oh, yeah.
But out of all these, Last Action Hero is the only one people wouldn't recognize. Terminator's that You Are Terminated, T2. Let off some steam, Bennett from Commando after he throws a whole pipe through a guy's chest. Predator, again, you got Stick Around after he throws a guy, knife into him, sticks him to a piece of wood. Stallone, he just does not have
one ugly motherfucker.
See, that's what I'm saying. You had like one Stallone quote. You had Yo Adrian.
But that's the writing, though.
I had to feed you the other two. I gave you the little nugget right there. Arnold is
Stallone doesn't need one-liners.
Yeah, he does, and he just don't have them. He wishes he had them. Yeah, this is easy. It's not even a contest.
I'll give it to you.
I mean, giving me nothing. I did my work. I earned that.
Consider that a category. I'll give it to you.
I don't know. Even when you said, I don't know how you consider that. That was one of the first categories that popped into my mind. Was one-liners. That is just essential. I mean, you've got stuff from Demolition Man. You probably haven't seen that, I don't think.
No.
You're not as passionate about this. I know. I am.
Total Recall. That movie was
Total Recall is amazing.
I don't know how they even remade that. Like, come on, guys.
The Running Man is amazing. It has quotes in there too. Here's Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero.
Yeah, I don't know if like a lot of people know all these quotes though, or if you're just like because you love Arnold so much.
All the ones that I said, besides Last Action Hero, they would definitely know.
Predator, Terminator,
Commando. You're the only one that hasn't seen True Lies.
True Lies. You're right about
another James Cameron action with Schwarzenegger when it went up on my last rewatch. Jingle All the Way. Get out of here. Put the cookie down. No.
Bad.
I did not say the movie was good. I said the one-liner. Punches a reindeer right in the face. You picked the wrong day.
Peter loved that movie.
Peter doesn't love any movie. But that's one-liners. So it's 2-2 for sure right now. So the next category, you got box office. If you want to say what you got. I don't know what kind of article you had for this.
Oh, you go first.
All right, so this is another one. I'm not signing up for IMDb Pro, so I don't have Box Office Mojo's stuff. So I went off the Rotten Tomatoes video again. Like I say, November 2018. They got the box office. Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time, 30 movies, $3.7 billion overall. Stallone, 39 movies and $4.9 billion. So overall, Stallone wins box office as far as a number. But when you break down the fact of each movie, Stallone only has $118 million per movie, and Schwarzenegger has $124 million. So, like I say, once again, 30 to 39 movies. So this one's a bit of a wash too, because, like I say, Stallone has the higher number overall.
Stallone has the higher number. That's all we look at.
Schwarzenegger has the higher.
Who has the higher number?
But you didn't want to say it earlier because you knew this was the category. Schwarzenegger has done less movies. Rocky started Stallone's career, pretty much.
Forgetting. Not porno. In the second.
It definitely started. So you've got a good couple of years on Schwarzenegger then, and you had 8 when he was the governor that wasn't merely making movies. So, like I say, Schwarzenegger has $1.2 billion less overall. You throw in all those years, they start at the same time, work the same time, hands down, his number is going to be higher.
You're saying if he didn't become governor?
If he hadn't became governor and if he started in 76 when Stallone did, hands down, his number is higher. Because really,
so that's not reality.
His career,
reality.
Yeah, I know the reality. He's got a higher number, but not a higher average.
If he had started in the 70s, I don't think that would have gave him anything more. Because really, what kicked off Arnold's career, I would say Terminator. Conan, yes, but
you wouldn't. That's what you saw him in. His first bang thing. You wouldn't. Nobody know who he was. Like he did have the documentary. As well, but like I say, 82 is what I'm putting as his started career, Conan the Barbarian. Because then
Terminator is what really made him pop, just like Rocky's what made
Stallone
pop.
That's just giving me 2 more years. So you have all of that.
Now, what we consider here, if he had not became governor,
yes,
you would have had. See, I don't know, and see what you would think about this. It could hurt him or not. If he hadn't went for governor, he would have definitely made Terminator 4.
Yep.
And it probably would have been before 2009.
Yeah.
Now,
you would have had 8 years of box office numbers in there.
You could say he could have made those more Terminator movies.
Yeah.
And they could have made more money, or he could have made Terminator 4 and 5, and that could have actually been like Genesis and Dark Fate, which were failures.
Still money though. Either way, whether it's 1 million or 100 million, it's still going to add to his total number. So when you factor that in, he is easily going to beat Stallone in the box office numbers. Is there something on the ceiling? Some articles you got?
Stallone has the higher number overall, though.
What you tag?
That's what the final.
You tagging in Sarah? Help.
He still has the higher number overall.
But not the higher average.
Yeah.
You can't talk about box office without, like I say, without mentioning the average of the movies and the fact that he has a longer career.
Longer career?
Stallone?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he also still has, I guess we can go ahead and talk about this in this category because we don't have it in a separate category. Stallone has, he has overall the better acting career. And better
acting.
Better film career overall than Arnold does, even if you take box office out of it. He's been in the game longer as far as film goes, and he's still in it more. Arnold, he's still in movies, occasionally.
Yep.
But what are some of the last movies he made? Terminator Dark Fate was the last movie he made, which wasn't a success. And that's the second Terminator movie he's made in a row that wasn't a success. And that's his big property.
Yeah.
And other than that, what else has he made? He made The Last Stand, which was his first movie back.
Yes.
Don't think anyone liked it. Barely anybody watched it.
How dare you?
What else did he make? Aftermath.
He had
no
Escape
one watched that movie.
With Stallone.
Which obviously that wasn't. That made some decent money because they've made like 4 more.
Yeah.
So somebody's watching those.
Arnold was like, no.
Somebody's watched those. He also made.
Help me out, dude.
Maggie.
Yeah.
No one watched it.
Sabotage. But like I say, the overall box office, I call box office a wash because you have to look at both of those things. Stallone has the higher gross, but not the higher average. And then if you factor in, if you take away, all right, so you're saying 84 is when his career started? With Terminator?
I would say that's when he started. He became big in 84.
Okay. So, and you're considering Rocky?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got
76.
8 years there. And you've got the 8 years in between. So that's 16 years worth of box office numbers he would have accumulated.
But the thing is, early 2000s, late 90s, well, other than Copland, most of the 90s and 2000s, Stallone didn't make that many movies that people watched. That's why the box office suffered.
You just said Arnold made movies people didn't watch, so it still counts whether people watched it or not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People were tired of Stallone, man.
Yeah, and then he came back with Rocky Balboa, 2006.
Yeah, which nobody wanted to make.
I know, it took him years to make it. 6 years.
Yeah, because they looked at his last 10 years and was like...
That's not true, though. Copland was exceptional. And that came out in 98.
You have to watch this movie.
Go watch the movie.
If you want to talk about movies no one's watched, Copland is high up there.
Someone watched it because James Mangold continued as a director after that.
Oh, man. Yeah, Ants, too. Don't forget about Ants. Spy Kids 3D.
Game Over.
Game Over. Yeah, that's right.
Driven. Don't forget about that.
You didn't even watch Driven. I watched that.
I did watch it.
That movie sucks.
I watched it as a kid.
I'm sorry. That movie sucks, dude. Hands down. That's trash. I remember. It's him and Burt Reynolds. I don't know why you guys were in it. Should have skipped that one. Yeah, like I say, I would say it's a wash because it's equal. When you factor in that, well, if you're factoring in everything, I would say Schwarzenegger wins. But I know you're not going to agree to that. So I'll just have to cancel this category, I guess.
I'll say it's a tie.
So we're at 3-3. That's a tie?
Yeah, 3-3.
All right. What you got next?
Well, you have
Zeke.
Zeke, yeah.
We don't even.
Which I think this is a tie. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. So I think it's a tie.
You're crazy.
Yeah, because and this is why I want to point out here, and this is why I say it's a tie. Obviously, and there's no argument about this. If you look at their height, like the height of their physique, Arnold wins because.
How tall is he? 5'9".
No, I'm not talking about their actual height. I'm talking about like.
Well,
the highest point in their.
You want to talk about that? Arnold's 6'2" and Stallone's only 5'9.5".
I'm talking about their when they were most fit. You look at him, and he was a bodybuilder, so obviously he's
that's not Stallone's fault, dude.
He's number one in there. Although Stallone, by the time he played in Rocky IV, incredible.
He still doesn't come close to Schwarzenegger
because he's not as tall.
Not even tall. It's muscles, dude. You do not. You go watch Commando. That dude's carrying a tree, and his biceps is big. I understand.
Okay, so overall, yes. If you look back at the beginning, and when they were at the most fit, yes, Arnold would be better. But while I say it's a tie, if you look at them now, who's more fit now?
I would still say Arnold.
I would say Stallone.
No. Still, Arnold has still got it. Still doing the videos, pumping iron left and right. Also on my notes, he's the youngest ever Mr. Olympia. Doesn't even come close to Stallone. He wishes he was as big as Arnold. And he was Mr. Olympia in 1970 to 1975. Then he came back in 1980 and was Mr. Olympia again. And he was 23 when he was first Mr. Olympia title. Overall, I hope you're looking at pictures of Arnold and comparing him to Stallone, because then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Looking at Arnold with no shirt.
Don't be choosing no trash beach shots, paparazzi.
Why? I
want legit pictures. I want legit pictures.
And he's not unfit by any means. But let's look at
And you seem to be searching a lot longer for Stallone.
Right here.
Yeah. That is definitely not 2020.
Yeah, it is.
That's bullet to the head, Eric. That is absolutely. Yeah, don't try that, man. I think I don't know what I'm talking about.
I see the pictures right here. I have them.
You can easily tell Arnold just looks better.
Okay, so we're agreeing that Stallone is more fit now.
Not even close. No, not even close. Are we agreeing to that? That is dead wrong.
Look at this. Right here.
That's the same era, dude. You can't choose a picture of Stallone in the gym and then Arnold like on a patio and like think that's a fair comparison.
Right here.
Get out of here, man. You're just pulling pictures. You're like, please, for the love of God, have a picture out there that I can use for this.
Look, this is Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, now that you know, there's the clear winner, Schwarzenegger. You have zero proof. You skipped over. You spent a good 3 minutes trying to find a picture of Stallone.
I've seen better pictures, and I just can't find them right now.
Yeah, well, isn't that always the excuse?
Yeah.
Find them right now.
I'll find them later and get back to you.
Yeah, get back to me because I'm curious. So yeah, that's Schwarzenegger all day.
I'll let you have it.
So it's 4-3.
4 to 3.5. I had the writer director one. I'm gonna call
it. Not a comparison.
I know. That's the point.
You even said you can't use it as a category because there's no comparison.
I didn't say you can't use it as a category. I said you can't compare them because. Well, actually, you can because Arnold has directed, just not
have
much.
Seen them though?
Doesn't matter.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have.
You don't even know the reviews on these.
They were not good.
You don't know because I can't even find the reviews. It's like, when has Stallone ever worked with Chris Christopherson? That's what I want to know. Whistler and Blade. Never. That's right.
All right, and now we're on to cultural impact.
Yes. What you got to say?
I mean, I'm just, he just created Rocky. It's one of the biggest best franchise, underdog stories, inspirational.
Which was inspired by someone else's story.
I don't want to keep hearing this.
Wait, this is the truth. Went to the fight, watched it. Oh, this is a great story. I'm going to write it. I'll give you that. He's got Rocky and Rambo. That's it.
Copland, dude. I already told you.
No one watches it.
Spy Kids, game over.
No one watches it.
Game Master.
No, never. Toy Maker. You must have been so memorable you didn't even know his character's name.
I was just, oh my god, all these things are coming out of the screen. What 3D movie has Arnold been in?
He's got Terminator, obviously. If you want to talk about his
3D?
first film. Huh?
3D?
Oh, he's got, they re-released T2. Yeah, you didn't think I thought about that.
Okay, what's his cultural impact?
Cultural impact. One, obviously, like I said, he started as a bodybuilder. So not only has he got that, he's still very involved in that. Literally at the Arnold competition. So clearly he is the biggest name in that. He was a real estate mogul. That's where he made his first million.
Okay, I understand. He was an immigrant who came here, got really successful as a bodybuilder, movie action star, ended up becoming a governor, lived the American dream. This is what America is truly about. What's so funny?
You're just making my argument.
I am. I understand. It's great. But
which is a bigger cultural impact?
He wasn't in a porno though, like
Stallone. Not with that we know of. But which, it'll come out after this video, and you'll be like, "Oh, there we go."
Yeah.
Overall, higher cultural impact. I even put on here. Well, one, you can't deny, without Rambo and Rocky, he doesn't have a career.
If you get rid that we know of, that's what I'm saying.
If you get rid of Terminator, Arnold still has a high career.
Because you don't know that though, because if he had just made Conan, if he had never got cast as Terminator, he wouldn't have been in True Lies.
Well, no, he was in. That's what I said. He was in Conan, and that's what they put him in Commando for, because of the way he looked in that. Because Terminator, you can't. Obviously, when he comes down, you can see how fit he is, but after that, he's got clothes on. You can't really tell. Conan, he doesn't have a shirt the whole time. You can tell how fit he is. You put him in Commando.
Okay, so he would have been in Commando.
He would have because of Conan.
Okay.
So you put him in Commando, then that's what put him in Predator. And after that, he still got the Running Man. Then he was in Twins, which I don't know who chose him for that. Based on his filmography, it worked.
But you don't know how. Yeah, I feel like Terminator really got him a lot of open doors though, and his work with James Cameron.
With James Cameron, but not overall. But because he got cast based on physical features for those first big roles.
We also got to think too, if he hadn't been a Terminator, would he, and he didn't have that success, would he have chosen to do Die Hard? Would Die Hard have been Commando too?
No, he turned down Commando. Die Hard 2, Commando is Die Hard. Sure. It's Commando 2. Die Hard is.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But no, he turned that down.
But if he hadn't had Terminator, do you think he would have not turned it down and would have been in it?
No, I doubt it.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, Terminator 2 didn't come out the same year as Die Hard.
I'm talking about the first Terminator. Like,
That's
if he had not been in the first Terminator,
Yeah,
so he has that, he doesn't have that movie, he doesn't have that franchise, he's in a different place in his career. He's still got these other movies that you're saying, especially Commando.
Predator.
You say Predator, maybe.
Predator, you definitely... It's the same vibes as Commando as far as the look and what you were going for.
But
I don't think I don't think
who directed Commando?
Is that John McTiernan?
He directed Die Hard, right?
Mark L. Lester directed Commando.
Okay. So he directed Commando, but he didn't direct
Die Hard.
But John McTiernan directed Predator.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. If he hadn't been a Terminator, hadn't worked with James Cameron, and he had been in Predator with John McTiernan, I think he might have been more in line to have chosen to do Die Hard.
I don't know, because I mean, maybe, but that's just gonna launch his career even further.
Yeah, but it would have been different.
I'm
saying.
I would have loved to seen it. But yeah,
and then also on top of that, though, well, no, because that came out in '88. But I don't know how filming schedules was. Well, in Lethal Weapon, Bruce Willis was offered the role of Riggs before Mel Gibson.
Yeah. But I don't know if he turned it down because of Die Hard or what. But as far as cultural impact, you made most of my argument. American Dream, bodybuilding, real estate, the iconic star of the 80s and 90s. Early 2000s, he left to become governor. He's still involved in film industry, politics, bodybuilding, all of that. And here is the clincher for Stallone. You would not even care about Stallone if it wasn't for Schwarzenegger. Because in the 80s, everybody wanted to be like Stallone wanted to be like Schwarzenegger. Literally changed his entire career. Up until, like I say, Conan is where Arnold's career started. 82. So obviously, late 80, 81, people would have been talking about this movie. Coincidentally enough, Stallone makes his first action movie in 1982 with Rocky III.
Rocky III is not an action movie? What are you talking about?
Yeah. That is definitely more action than story.
It's not an action movie.
And you also had First Blood, which you said was an action. I don't really consider
I would consider First Blood an action movie.
I don't. But even though that's the same year as Conan. And First Blood Part 2 is action, which is the same year that Commando came out. So Arnold literally shaped Stallone's career. They were fighting for roles. He wanted to look and be like Arnold.
You didn't see Nighthawks.
Nobody watched it. You don't even like that movie. I'm gonna post your Letterboxd review on this video. Yeah, Stallone wishes that he was Schwarzenegger. Literally shaped the rest of his 80s and 90s career after him, fighting for roles.
I think that's just him wanting to be an action star and him becoming an action star. They're the two biggest action stars of the 80s.
Because of Schwarzenegger.
But I will still go on record and say that I think Stallone has a better 80s career than Arnold. 90s, Arnold wins.
I don't know. Even 80s. Just looking at this stuff and
you got Rocky 3, Rocky 4, you got First Blood, you got Rambo Part 2, Rambo 3, you got Cobra, you got
dude.
What?
Rambo 3 sucks. It's not that good.
You got Over the Top, underrated, and you got Tango and Cash.
It is underrated. You got both Conans, Terminator, Red Sonja, Commando, Raw Deal, Predator, The Running Man, Red Heat, and Twins. I don't know. It is close. But Arnold definitely wins cultural impact. For sure. You made my entire argument for me.
All I'm saying,
I get it. He's the American dream.
if I'm saying anything, is that Stallone is the better actor.
I am tired of hearing about him being the American dream.
Stallone is the better actor, and he is, he's a director, writer.
Yeah.
Better films.
Not according to the critics.
I mean, look at the shot.
Oh, man. Yeah, not according to the critics. He doesn't have the better career.
Does Arnold have a statue of him on the top of some stairs? I don't think so.
Actually, the statue's not there anymore.
Actually, it's been moved.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not on the stairs.
But it's still there.
Yeah. But that's not a statue of Stallone. That's a statue of Rocky.
Same thing.
No. It's the character.
Hey, if you can have the one-liners, I can have the statue.
I'm going to find the Arnold statue.
They probably do at some, workout place.
Columbus, Ohio. Suck it. No,
All I remember is they both had statues and very memorable. I can't tell who that is. That could be anybody.
Oh, get out of here. No one's put. That's literally.
That looks like Zeus. I don't know.
Exactly. It looks like Zeus. You want to talk about physique. You're absolutely right. It looks like Zeus. Greek god. Just keep making my
All
point.
I remember is when I used to go to the beach as a kid, Planet Hollywood. I'd go to the restaurant. They would have a life-size version of Stallone or Arnold from Terminator 2 at the end. So it's like faces half missing. Just awesome. I just used to want to go to that restaurant all the time just to take pictures with that thing. My parents were like, "We're not going back to the overpriced hamburger place."
A picture with Arnold.
But picture with Arnold. And then also the Planet Hollywood store that didn't last as long, but they had it as well at Broadway at the Beach. There was a statue of Rocky Balboa from Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Used to, like that too.
It does not get more 80s than that right there.
I can't tell who that is. That could be anybody.
That's from Predator. That's Arnold and Carl Weathers, dude.
No, that's Stallone and Over the Top.
Look at that muscle. Look at Carl Weathers. He doesn't even compare.
Probably just broke his arm in that shot.
That guy beat Rocky. Stallone doesn't stand a chance.
He didn't beat Rocky.
Apollo Creed?
When did he beat Rocky?
In the first Rocky.
That was an actual beat, though.
He beat him. Did he win? He got the W, and he won at the end of the third.
He shouldn't have gotten the W.
He won at the end of the third movie, too.
That wasn't told until Creed.
It doesn't. It was still
I
told.
don't remember, but that's still
Creed. It was Creed, but it was still told.
And it was fake.
Who won that third fight? He did. So
there's no way. Rocky must have just stood there like this and let him beat the shit out of him, because there's no way that Rocky was in his top of his game in Rocky 3, and you're telling me that Apollo, who'd been out for years,
he was
came
trained.
back.
He might have taught Rocky everything he knew, but he didn't teach him everything that Apollo knew.
Yeah, okay.
He said himself he won. So his record with Apollo Creed is 1-2.
That's not official.
That is literally official. It's canon in the
It's not in the books. Not in the books. Not in the books. For all we know, he could have lied just to make Adonis feel better.
Nah. So now one of your favorite movie characters is a liar. Liar and a rapist. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. You said she's shy.
We were talking about Rocky, by the way, 1976. Not real life.
Yeah, it's the Rocky character. But yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, hands down, wins it overall, even by your tally. Correct?
I'll let you have it, yeah.
I did my research on this.
3.5 to 5.
Oh.
But
Yes. I know you're
fans of both.
You're heartbroken.
Not really, because Stallone's not I like Stallone a lot.
Schwarzenegger.
Rocky.
He is fantastic.
I would love to meet either one of these guys.
Yeah. Let me know how I can meet Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm there. Change my life.
I just want to smoke a cigar with Arnold.
Exactly. And watch Last Action Hero.
Whatever.
That's what we're watching.
Just glass of whiskey, cigar. Yes.
You take anything away from this video, it's to watch Last Action Hero and Copland, apparently.
Yes. Why do a double feature? Watch both of these movies.
The most underrated movie from each of these.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's our episode of On the Rocks. What are we doing? What are we doing next week?
I don't know if you told me a topic.
I think it was you wanted to do best decades or best years in cinema.
Yeah.
We got that coming up. We got a Spider-Man argument coming up. Well, I don't know if you really know it's the argument, but talk about the different versions of Spider-Man, which ones we like the best. Got that coming up. I had a couple more written down, but I can't remember them off the top of my head what the next few weeks are going to be. We're going to talk about a rating system for movies.
You had it broken down for a few weeks, I think.
Yeah. I know one we could do like this with Arnold versus Stallone is you said Travolta versus Nicolas Cage, but I think we're both on the same page there.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
That Nicolas Cage, overall, the only thing Travolta has going for him is Pulp Fiction, which is better than anything Nicolas Cage has ever done.
Yeah.
But that's
that based off, so that's a wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage definitely. I don't think it's not even a real argument.
So maybe if we can find a different topic like this that we have different opinions on, we could do. But I feel like a lot of them is going to be the same. If you compared Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, that's another one. Lethal Weapon.
Easy. I don't agree. Even when you asked me that, I can't believe people like this Die Hard more. I was like, who told you that?
All right, guys, that's our episode of On the Rocks. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And we have this every Wednesday, so check back. We also have a full schedule throughout the week. Mondays we do our What If. Tuesdays Top Shelf, where we rank a list. Wednesdays On the Rocks. Thursdays Free Pour. It's pretty much like a movie review. We break down a particular film. And Fridays we do Happy Hour, which is our weekly movie news show. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.